All right. It's that time. It's time for Beyond Sight and Sound. Let's do this.
Are you looking for a high-quality beach and sand scoop? Are you trying to take your hunting to the extreme? How about an American-based company that stands behind their product and everything they sell? Then check out our friends over at XTREME Scoops. John has been making scoops for some time now and makes a quality beach and sand scoop to take your hunting to the next level. XTREME Scoops recently released their new sand shredder that works great in the water and on the beach. And if you're a new Equinox user, you may want to check out his Surfmaster X3 that can trap those small targets you new Equinox users are finding out there. XTREME Scoops' company approach is let's do it right. So do it right, buy it once, and go to the extreme. XTREMEScoops.com. That's XTREME scoops.com. Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show. All right, we're back and we're live once again. You are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, metal detecting and treasure hunting radio for all the really cool digging people out there. Oh, and as I look into the chat, I see that there's all sorts of people dropping in. Ohio Relic Hunter, you lost the feed. Just kidding. Yeah, looks like Bill was in just a little late there. Little late. I see that Mike's in and says, "Welcome, strangers." Well, yeah, we're stranger than some. Of course, then again, I guess a lot of us are actually. I mean, we are we do run around and chase coins, coins and relics and all of that stuff of that nature. Actually, Scotty was first through the gate tonight. I also see Ed and Mark, and we're full up on Bills and Mikes. Yeah, a couple of Bills, couple of Mikes. Paul. Let's see here. I'm just trying to catch up a little bit in the chat. Good grief. I turned away for a minute and I come back and the chat is flooded. Absolutely flooded. You guys are all wired up tonight. Man. Wow. I guess I'll sit here and watch and see what's going on here. Let's see. Ohio Relic Hunter says, I believe I let someone else have a chance tonight. Hey, there's our buddy Merrill, Metal Detecting NYC on YouTube. Doug's in from Awesome Relics, New England. Nice, nice. Well, everybody's kind of jumping aboard, and man, I still have not caught up. There's Nelson, welcome aboard. I don't know what happened. I guess apparently, note to self, don't turn away from the chat. Oh, good grief. Well, we'll see what's going on here. I know I have not had the opportunity to speak with Chuck since he has been back from England. But the way it sounded, he may plan on calling in tonight. So we'll see what happens. I know the way it sounded from the multiple go lives this morning. He was still a little on the tired side. Little on the tired side. I don't know. So we'll have to see. You know, maybe he will still call in. It all depends. He may have fell asleep. Oh, I don't know. I didn't hear anything about a giveaway tonight. Definitely did not hear anything about a giveaway tonight. Yeah, man, I don't know what happened, but you all are definitely, there's Bob. You all are definitely wired up tonight. Too much coffee or something. Too much coffee. I don't know. Let's see here. Looks like... Okay, Paul says that Gail has 2. Okay. I can get you that address after the show, Paul. Should be able to. Definitely. Okay. So at least I caught that, I guess. If I'm not missing anything else here, at least I caught that much. And we did welcome Bob. Pretty sure the last episode or the episode before that I had mentioned his video that he had did on the iron bias update for the Equinox. Very well done. Good video. Hopefully he's been out and he's been able to work with that a little bit and see if he's noticed any difference one way or the other. Aqualand Relics in the house as well. Man, we got a few YouTubers in tonight. Man. Got Bob in with YouTube and Merrill and Mike. We're definitely full up on mics. Let's see. And Aqualand Relics did just put out a video today. Good video. Two-parter. So, and then we've also got Dick Doug. Suki. Wow. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm still trying to catch up in the chat. I don't know what has happened tonight. You guys are all wired up. And it looks like... Looks like Mike from Aqualand Relic says he's got himself 33 Civil War bullets and 3 buttons. Wow. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Well, it looks like I'm still continuing to scroll and still not getting to the end of things. Also, we see Jesse's in the house as well, along with Chuck. Welcome aboard, Jesse. So, links in the description. First and foremost, our friends at Shooters and Prospectors, our friends at Extreme Scoops, our friends at DETECTEES.com, Ken, Mark, Darth, Buddy, and the gang, our friends at XP Team USA, Facebook group, website, podcast. Also, let's see here. Our friends at Metal Detecting NYC, our friends at Metal Detecting NYC, Ohio Metal Detecting on YouTube, the Great Metal Detecting Christmas giveaway for kids ages 5 to 15. That's right, we're doing it again, 2nd year running, and we are still taking donations. Obviously, smaller items, we request that you send ahead to Barb. Larger items, we request that you hold on to and ship to the winner when it is time. And obviously, you can contact Barb or myself, anything like that. I'm sure we can get something figured out. Anybody heard Simplex release in the U.S. yet? Not yet, but I have heard, and don't quote me on this, and I don't know, Chuck only got back from England just yesterday, I do believe, so I don't know if he can chime in on it or not, but I have heard rumor. It's a key word there, rumor. Don't take it for gospel until we hear more. But I have heard that the first shipment of Simplexes will be seeing the U.S. Middle end of the month, hopefully. We'll see what happens. Who knows? I would say realistically end of the month, beginning of November, but hey, you never know. Maybe it'll come sooner. I know that the what is it? I want to say the UK, they've already went through their first round. So obviously the other countries are going to get a turn there, I'm sure, before the UK goes through their second round. So yes, some of the people overseas have already started to receive the pre-orders. If you are not on a pre-order list yet, you may want to get yourself onto one. Just saying. If they're available, I don't know. I know at one point Chuck was doing some pre-orders. He may have filled up or kind of cut back on that. Hard to say. Oh, I see that he is saying in the chat that, yes, they are on the ground in Europe. Okay, so I did hear that part right. And let's see. Okay. Lucky Lou says hello. Well, hello to him too. All right. So yeah, obviously we know that the Nomads already have the Simplexes in the U.S. Those that attended Pound the Ground, if you were at Pound the Ground or if you watched the Go Lives, Scott Treckler did a very nice Go Live on the Nokta Macro Test Garden with the Simplex. And those that tuned in to Wednesday's show, Obviously, they got to hear a little bit about what Swansea's thoughts were on the simplex, as well as what my impressions have been so far from seeing and hearing what I've been seeing and hearing. Obviously, I have not had one in hand yet to, really put it to the ground and see myself. So I am going by what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing from reliable, reputable conversations with people, videos, things of that nature. The test garden for Pound the Ground, from what we were seeing of the simplex there, and obviously what we've been hearing for some time even before the release, it looks like, I've said it for a while, I said it Wednesday, I'll say it again tonight. If it performs anything like it seems to be, at that price point, Nokta Macro has a hit on their hands. They have knocked it out of the park with this machine, as long as things continue trending the way that they have. You can't seem to, for those features in that price point, so far, to the best of my knowledge, disclaimer, no other manufacturer has touched that yet. Updatable, rechargeable, wireless technology, backlit display, keypad, waterproof, collapsible, and lightweight to boot. You're talking, the full package is 2.9 pounds, I believe. So you're talking right there, that's Equinox range, as far as weight, basically. Of course, here's the guy that can probably tell us more about it than what I can tell about it. So how's it going, Chuck?
Pretty good. How's everybody doing?
Well, we're certainly glad to see that you had a good and safe trip in England and back, and even had some gold as well. Congratulations to you. I was very, very happy to see that.
Oh, so was I. So we did very well. I mean, that was, the one thing that happened that you would never, ever, rarely, ever see anything like that come up was that torque. Piece of torque.
I know, yeah. I mean, there were at least 3 gold items from this trip. You had one, Ron had one, and then there was the torque as well.
Torque, and Dave on the last day got an 1816 bullhead full sovereign. The same guy that found the torque. And I want everybody to realize he found both those items with an Equinox 600.
Two of the 4 gold pieces he found with the Equinox 600. Congratulations to him.
Yes, and that coin that he dug was drop dead gorgeous. It's not exceptionally rare or anything like that, and he will have the chance to pay the farmer the raw gold weight price, or the current, they weigh it, they tell him how many grams it is, he pays half of it to the farmer, he gets the coin.
Nice.
So they probably will not keep that in any museum. So that's up to them over there to make the decisions. I mean, we bring nothing home.
Right.
And I found some pieces. I found a bunch of stuff that I really was surprised. That Equinox just blew my mind. So it did well. and
nice.
That's all Ron was running. That's what Dave was running. Equinox, of all the detectors was the one that scored the gold all the way through.
Oh, okay. So Equinox pretty much swept the house.
Yes, it did.
Nice.
Yes, it did.
Very good.
Yep. It did very, very well. So to have that torque in hand, and then that torque, it was looked at already before we left, and was dated to 1000 BC.
Wow, that is just phenomenal.
And the other things we were told on it, it is Roman gold brought over at that time, passing through, given to the lords or kings or whatever the Celts had for themselves to buy passageway and not have wars with them all the time. And that was the beginning of it. That overall would have probably been 30 to 34 inches long. That is just a piece of it. And we were looking. I mean, we really tore that up. That's
Oh,
a
I'll
potato
bet.
field. They deep cultivate that. That's a 48-inch cultivate. So what we were surmising that there's possibly a burial site there, and it got pulled up. A piece of it did. And it was literally, he passed the detector over it, looked down and saw it. It was on the surface.
Wow. Lucky day for him.
Right? It rolled up on the edge of the field. He was working the field edge. And, yeah, literally, and he's on the radio. He's telling everybody, I think I got some gold. And I'm with Ron over in another field. And Ron goes, you think you got gold? Well, yeah, it looks and feels like it. Well, what is it? Well, it's about 6-7 inches long. Boy, Ron goes, I'll be right there. He took off. I couldn't keep up with him. He was running. And
Now,
it's a gorgeous piece. It really is.
And did you run off with Ron, or you kind of
I did
waited?
for a while. After a certain while, it was muddy. I'm wearing heavy boots. I said, it'll be there when I get there. Ron,
Right,
run.
I'll catch
I didn't
up.
have to.
Well, so when Ron got there, did anybody have any idea at that point what they had?
Ron did.
Nice.
Ron did. And even Dave, the finder of the torque, still for several days had no idea what he picked up. None.
Right, it's still kind of soaking
only by
in.
midweek starting to sink in because everybody's telling them, you literally do have, and I hear this all the time, a once-in-a-lifetime find. Well, he does.
Right, yeah.
Because
Do you realize
there's only
what
one,
you found?
for that particular piece, there's only one known example in existence, and that's in the British Royal Museum. One.
Wow.
Of that type, of that age.
That is a
So,
very
he
significant
probably
find.
Won't see that in hand. That will end up in a museum, I'm quite sure.
I would have to agree. Yes, you're most likely probably right, but he'll probably be compensated nicely for it.
I'm sure it will be, and I'd be surprised if he got it back. But you don't know. You don't know what these museums are going to do. It's a roll of dice.
Right.
But Ron made a find later that week
that looked
on a
very
Saxon
nice.
penny that's never been seen before.
Oh, now that I didn't realize.
Silver penny with a dragon motif, Saxon, that there's no known example of that design.
Well, looks like that one's probably not coming back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that too. So, I got a jeton, which is thrown into the fields by priests to give the fields, to bless the fields, that the gentleman told me it's one of the finest examples they've ever seen.
Oh, very nice.
15, 18 or something like that. So you just don't know what you got in your hand. You just got to go in and look at them. Look, I got Bronze Age, or not Bronze Age, I got Roman bronze coins. I mean, you just don't know what you're going to dig up. The one field, I'm picking up aluminum. And I started looking it over, and then I was getting valves, different things like this. And I started looking at the thickness of the aluminum and the quality of it. I was getting remnants of air battles from World War II. We found 50 caliber bullets, things like that.
Wow.
I mean, that's in those fields also.
Well, understandably so, I would imagine.
Yep. Oh,
but
the age of what's in those fields and what you may come up with, it'll blow your mind.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it it's literally a smorgasbord. It's going through all eras.
Right. And even modern coins are coming up. I didn't into modern coin. The newest coin I found was 1816 or 17.
That's a nice problem to have.
Mm-hmm. So,
of course,
when
you found your gold coin, I'm sure you were pleased that it was gold, but were you kind of going, couldn't it have been just a little bit older?
No, not on gold. I don't care if it was 1920 or a hammered gold. Gold's gold, and it's always a great day when you get gold, especially a coin for.
Right, so you're kind of like me in that aspect. I'll take gold in any shape or form. I don't care.
And they love the hammered coins, and I did not find a hammered coin. There was all week long amongst us all like 9 found or 10, and but I didn't get a hammered one. That's just kind of luck of the draw thing. But they're all midweek, early on Wednesday. I found that gold, and they're all going, "Oh, I got a hammered," and I walked up, "Yeah, but I got a gold."
Exactly.
That kind of shut.
Yeah, when I know I had mentioned on one of the earlier shows that you had left, you were on your way to England, and that I so hoped you found a gold coin. I'd be very happy to see that. So I was just absolutely ecstatic to see that post.
By the way, that day I was wearing my Beyond Sight and Sound shirt.
Ah, well, maybe
there you go.
Maybe it does have some luck in it.
Yes. So
it can't hurt.
And then we had our drawing today.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. That was pretty cool. And Mr. Ron Irving up in Madison, Wisconsin, won himself choice. And I think he was going to try and be on and call in tonight with us. So I don't know if he's going to call in or not. But, yeah, we got a hold of him. I called him and left a message, and I called a little later, and then he called me back in. He checks his messages. He doesn't always pick up, and he was all very happy.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah. And, what do you think he chose for a detector?
I've been wondering about that all day myself. What detector does he currently use? Did he say?
He didn't tell me what he was using yet, but he's going down. It sounds like he spends some time in Florida in the winter, and he's all in a couple of weeks. He's all excited about this to take it down and run an Equinox on the beach. And he wanted the Equinox 800, and that's what we're going to ship him on Tuesday. We'll get it out to him, and he was very gracious, and he said, "I'll pay the shipping." I said, "You don't have to do that." He said, "For your guys, I'll pay the shipping." So he's picking up on the shipping, and that was a nice gesture on his part.
Very cool.
Yeah. And I told him on the phone, I had people question the veracity of the raffle. And I said, look, I'm not going to put a raffle out there with my name behind it without it being true.
Exactly.
And my fire department. And so I told him I'd be on tonight talking about his win.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you're behind it, people should already know that it is on the up and up. It is legit. It will be run right. It will be run fair. So it was definitely good to see that Ron had won, and it sounds like he's going to go with an Equinox, which is a good choice. It's a good machine.
He's going with the Equinox. He doesn't have one currently. He's wanted one. He's got one now, and it'll be out going out his door. Yep, and he was just very tickled with that. So
did he happen to
and
mention?
Even we had another gentleman with 3 minutes to go buy 2 tickets, and his tickets got in there, and we were watching it. I knew somebody jumped at it right at the tail end, and he did, and he bought a couple online, and we got the tickets in the drawing, but. Mixed it up, and Ron won it. So,
and just out of curiosity, did Ron happen to say how many tickets he had purchased? Was he one of these lucky people that bought one?
He bought 2.
Wow!
Yeah, everybody listed by the numbers, and he bought 2.
Good job! Good for him! Congratulations!
Yep,
Definitely.
yep. It was a good day. We were busy all morning. I just kept doing some lives. We ended up had several by early on, and then right at the last, there gentleman bought 2 tickets. So that's the way it goes. But
right,
it was a good fundraiser. They made enough to pay the scholarships. We give out a couple $300 scholarships, and they also made enough that they've already earmarked that money. It'll go into the food pantry. For around Thanksgiving, they do a food pantry, and we donate money to it every year.
Oh, very nice.
Yep, so people know where the money went.
Yeah, it sounds like things went very, very well then.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did, and that's always a good thing. So, but
absolutely.
Getting back to the simplex you guys are talking about, it's on the ground. I was talking with dealers in England. One drove over, had dinner with us one night, and we're talking about the simplex. They can't keep them in stock, and
obviously.
The guys are liking them, and they're doing very well over there.
That's what I'm hearing, and the way it sounds so far from what I'm hearing as well, field mode is going to be a very deep mode to play with.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm being told too, and we'll have to wait till my buddy Scott comes back and lets me know how he does in the field with that. And I've got them on order. I've got pre-sold, and I think I got 1 or 2 slots left. If anybody wants to pre-order one, I'll have it drop shipped direct.
Scott Scott is doing very well with his, actually. Just earlier tonight, he found his first silver with it. Looked like a barber quarter, and I do believe there was iron in the hole with it.
Excellent. That's what I'm hearing. It's got good, quick separation, and you can pick targets out amongst the iron. And I will say one thing, that gold coin I picked up was in a pile of iron, and it picked that gold coin up. The Equinox did. So, and I ran a Parks 1 setting with some modifications, and it hammered stuff. Ron runs about the same setting that I had set up, and we were just hammering stuff all week. And that ground's full iron over there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But man, it does well in the iron. It really does. I've still got some spots here that I'm working through with the Equinox that I know are iron infested areas and still pulling targets out, which incidentally, we've had some people posting online that the iron bias update sucks. It ruined their machine. Now they can only hit a quarter at 4 or 5 inches. I don't see how. They need to re-update, or maybe they need to check and see if something's off in their settings, because I've updated the Equinox and I have no problem with depth.
I have no problem with depth. None. I was hammering stuff, especially in the deep plot fields. I was getting milled silvers at, my God, 10, 12 inches in a couple places. I was running iron 2, and I was only running it at a 4 or 5 setting. Some guys were running it at 8 or 9, and they were hammering stuff deep. And the reason I do the 4 or 5 setting is because there's bronze in there, and iron and bronze gives you a higher level, but if you knock the iron out too high, that older bronze had some composite of iron. And you want those Bronze Age axe heads.
Absolutely.
Those are nice. So I just didn't want to knock them out. I'd love to find one of those. Night, Jesse. Jesse's out.
Right.
We must have bored Jesse.
Oh, he may be fixing to go off to bed and dream about gold coins and bronze axe heads and.
Yep. Yep.
Nothing wrong with that at all, though. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't get too heavy with the iron discrimination either. I'm just fine digging a few nails if it means I can find stuff like that.
And I ran that, just switching back and forth between all metal in Parks 2 with everything set up on it, and that turned off. I turned it on just to listen to the iron in the background when we switch fields, see how much iron I was up against, and I occasionally make a change to accommodate that.
So that's a good plan, sound advice, definitely. I mean, it's always good to know what you're up against, how much iron is going to be in the ground. So
Yep.
definitely a good plan. And it seems like it worked just fine for you. Very, very nice photos of the finds, and like I said, especially that gold coin. That was cool. I mean, I'm sure it made your day, but it made my week. I was very happy to see you find that.
It made my week too. I mean, and by Thursday, you've been out in rain, you've been out in wind and rain, and the fields were getting pretty mucky, and you start wearing down. And by Friday at noon, that was it. I had to pack and clean stuff up anyway, and they were taking loads, different people in at different times, so we didn't clog up the whole thing. I went in at noontime, started scrubbing boots and clothes and equipment and repacking, and had it all packed up. But you go out at 7 a.m. and you don't come back in until 6 at night.
Yeah, it's definitely serious.
All the way through.
You're hunting all day long. You've got lunch out in the field and the whole 9 yards. And good grief, with the rain and the wind and everything, I'm sure them boots were getting heavy.
Yeah, they were. I'll be blunt, they were. I mean, we go out and metal detect, okay? We go out here, you might be out 3-4 hours, swing out someplace, stop and have a lunch, whatever, do a couple more hours, come home, whatever. This is hardcore. You're out there slogging mud and walking great distances across huge fields, and it's no rhyme nor reason sometimes unless there's a mapping of certain areas or known areas where it's produced a lot, and you get into those areas, and a fresh plow brings more up. Plain and simple, they're never worked out. They get a little thinner, but they're never worked out. Every field we went into produced some pretty good stuff throughout a day.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, people have got to stop and figure for some people, this could possibly be a once-in-a-lifetime shot for them to hunt like that. So they definitely want to maximize their time. They're going to be out there from sun up to sundown.
Yep. And there was a couple of people there, a lady and another gentleman been there. One been there 13 times, the other had been on 10 trips, and they found hammered, and they found everything else, and they never found a gold coin.
Oh. And with that many gold pieces coming up, I'm sure they were hoping their odds were good this time.
And, so it's kind of a luck of the movement there. And I have a certain pattern I hunt. I see, there's people that hunt those fields on several hunts in this group, and you'll see them walking up and down the line. If I see certain patterns, I start cutting and doing an S-weave across the top of where they've been instead of following where they've been. I just S over them, and that's what I was doing in that field when I got the gold. And it appeared to me one guy missed it by about a foot.
Oh, well, that's the way it goes. It's the way the cards fall. You miss it by an inch, you miss it by a mile.
That's right. So it's just getting over the top of stuff, guys, and listening. But other than that, it was a great trip, and good flights to and from, and no major glitches.
Good. So the storms didn't.
You go there, just plan for rain.
So the storm that was moving in didn't really delay anything too bad for you.
No, but it moved in, and we were in a field over there the afternoon. It hit the Colchester area, and the rain was coming down as hard as you can imagine, in about 35, 40 mile an hour winds with some higher gusts, and we were out detecting in it.
Well, hey, you came to hunt. That's what you were going to do. That's why you packed accordingly for it, I guess you could say, because you made sure you were definitely covered for whatever the elements may be.
Yep, and now they're going to change the format of those hunts. They're going to do 2 10-day hunts and one 1-week hunt.
Oh.
So all those hunts, Ron's tour thing there. So it'll be 10-day, and a week. So some people think it's too short a week is.
Right.
So a 10-day, if they can pull that off, instead of full 2 weeks, because there's guys that stay the entire 3 or 4 week period over there too. Hunt the whole time. Some of these retired guys do.
Right, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's great to be in a position where you can do that sort of thing. You were over for a week yourself, but it looks like you definitely made good use of your time.
Yeah. Stayed with it. Like I said, on Wednesday I was slowing down. Thursday I was paced down, way down. I just took my time. Friday in the morning I pushed it a little harder. I mean, your arms are starting to get a little sore and your knees. It's just like doing a DIV, because you go like heck for a few days to try to dig, and you're hacking soil and you're in mud and you got heavy boots, and it starts wearing on you. And by the end of the week, I'd had enough.
Right, you're going, just one more find, find. And then there just comes a point where, hey, you got to know when to say when.
That's right. And and the weather changing so much. We had some beautiful days. We had a couple days where it was like 62, 65 out. Sun was out, nice breeze, that kind of stuff. And but then we had some real heavy weather on, was it Tuesday? It just blew and rained. Monday was a good day, a little rain off and on during the day. And, of course, we were there Sunday afternoon, we hunted. It was a beautiful afternoon. So, but then it stayed pretty much off and on rain the rest of the week after Wednesday.
Wow.
And Mike from Boston, he said this is the wettest fall he's ever seen there. And he goes and stays at least 2 weeks to 3 weeks every year.
Wow.
Yeah, they go up. Those guys are into that England hunting, and they get some neat stuff.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And did they happen to say about what you can expect on wait period to see your finds?
About a year.
About a year now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure you'll be looking forward to it when it gets there. Hopefully by that point you haven't forgotten about it or anything. I'm
not going to forget about it.
Well, not the gold anyway.
No. I was tickled with everything I got. I got more than what I thought I would, to be honest with you. In silver, I got some very neat items. I got what they call a coin weight, which the guy that does the administration for the stuff you find, whether they want to keep it or whatever, saw that and was excited. He was excited. Oh, you got a gold coin. He didn't get excited about that, but he was excited about that jeton and then this coin weight and a couple other items I had that I would have looked at and went, what the heck is that? And set it aside somewhere and probably not even said anything, but now I know what they are. And he was all excited because they dropped the coin in this thing and they look for any shaving and size and so on and level, because they could shave the front, shave the back and the edges, take the gold off. And this was a conformity piece for their gold coins.
Absolutely. Yeah, the coin weights are definitely cool to see. It's been quite some time since I've seen one posted up by anybody, but them things are cool. And the jeton as well.
Yeah, the jeton was neat. And I saw a lot of things that one gentleman, George, found a toy cannon that was not much more than like 3 inches long. And it was actually had a hole in it. You could put a little powder in it and shoot them.
Yeah. Yep.
So
a
that
lot
was
of
kind
the
of neat.
old ones
Just all
like
kinds of
that.
neat.
A lot of the old ones like that actually worked, but if I remember right, they wound up going away from it. Too many people losing fingers or eyes or something.
Yep. So lots of great finds made all week long, and it's well worth it. If you're going to go there and you want to hunt there, my recommendation is through Ron and his barn hunts and the group that there's other people that work through there. They've got great ground, a lot of ground. You're Food is good. You go out to eat in the evening a couple times, couple nice restaurants in around the area. You eat in a night or two, lunches, everything's done well. I mean, it's well run. You got a good place to stay in, and, you know.
How large
it's worth
was
it
your
that
group?
way. If you spend that kind of money and go with a group that's been doing it a long time and knows what's going on.
Exactly. Then the money's spent well. How long was your group, or how big was your group?
7.
Not a bad-sized group then.
No, and Gretchen was there. She'd come out and hunt and run and hunt. But they're running back and forth, taking care of stuff, keeping things running, so they're not always right there with you. He'll holler, and you carry a radio, he'll holler at you on the radio and say, I've got to run in, we're going to get groceries, we've got to do this, we're going to go get lunch, heat it up, and bring it out to you, things like that. You're on the radio, and if somebody gets silver, they want to talk back and forth. If you're starting to hit a bunch of stuff in one area, they want the group to come in a little tighter. Maybe everybody gets to share in on it because it got drug around out there. So it's a good operation.
Nice. And I'm sure it doesn't help, or I'm sure it doesn't hurt either that way if there is some sort of a medical incident or injury or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely good to have the communication.
They connect. That's it. So how was that pound the ground? Everybody do good there?
It sounds like it went over all right. Number of posts made about it, number of finds made, a lot of camaraderie. It sounded like everything went pretty good so far. I've heard some pretty high praises about it, and it was a rather large event. So who knows? We'll have to see what happens. What happens in the future, if the event gets bigger, if it moves to another area. I have heard rumors that they may try to take it overseas. Who knows? I'm really not sure at this point. I think a lot of people are still just kind of absorbing everything that happened.
Aha. That's good.
Which is a very good
I did put my name on a standby for next year's fall hunt, but I actually hooked up with a couple dealer friends of mine, and we're trying to work out timing on it. There's also the chance of going to Australia, so I'm not firm on it, but I've got another site that I can go work with a couple dealer friends of mine that's private. Ooh. Over there, and I may go do that with them too. If I don't get in with Ron and I don't go to Australia, that Australia trip's pricey. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, it is a little on the pricey side, but I don't know. For an opportunity at some of that Australian gold, it might be worth it for the experience.
Yep.
That Australian gold is definitely nice. Definitely
I know.
Nice.
Yep. So, well, anyway, I'll get out of here, and I'm going to go try and crash here a little bit. I'm so out of whack on that 6-hour time change in the day, whatever.
Right.
I slept a few hours last night, got up at 4 a.m. thinking I ought to be out metal detecting, which I should have been.
Yeah, but you had to hit the ground running for the breakfast.
Yep, we were there down to breakfast. We had a tremendous turnout, and anybody and everybody that bought tickets from us, we really appreciate that, and they were very happy with the outcome of that. We did good. So all of you on Sight and Sound, I had a lot of Sight and Sound listeners buy tickets. So
good.
We thank you. That's very nice of you.
Well, and congratulations to Ron, and congratulations to yourself on another good raffle done.
Yep, a good raffle, and it was a good hunt last week, and I highly recommend that. Mark Hoover says he ought to go to England. Buddy, you don't know what you're missing if you don't go once.
Right. Oh, and by the way, the photo of the swizzle stick, priceless.
We were partying a little bit, celebrating a find that just being there with it was phenomenal. I mean,
right.
That was phenomenal, and it kind of got passed around the table, and they just poured me a fresh drink, so I stuck it in there and gave her a spin.
Might as well. Hey, I mean, how many people can say that?
That's right. A little 90-proof cleanup. That's all that was.
That's right. Nothing wrong with that at all.
That's right. So, in fact, Ron liked that so much, I took a picture while I was doing it. He said, "Send me that picture." I can't believe you did that. I said, "I can. I'll do it again."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, can't blame a guy.
That's right. Not many times you ever get to do about a $25,000 swizzle on your drink.
Exactly. And you know, I mean, that might have been the time for Pinky Up.
Yep. Yep.
Oh. Either way, well, definitely good to see.
And Dave still didn't realize at that point he was talking with the guy that does the export and the work with the museums and that. And the museum in Colchester is very interested in that piece. If they would come up with the rest of it, that would increase the value of his. It could be put together. If he'd have found it all during that week, I mean, he was there a lot. If he'd found the rest of that, they're about 30 inches long. That's a waistband that holds their robe together.
Yeah, I mean, that's
the rest of it. It goes from maybe 25,000 to over $250,000 value.
Yeah, I mean, that's something people have to stop and realize. What he found was a fraction of it. We're talking like a 6 or 7 inch piece.
A 6-7 inch piece. If he had it all, you're talking, that's life-changing money. I mean, you split it with the farmer, you're still going to get $150,000 in
absolutely.
Pounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Even at that, though, still
and
find
he really
the
doesn't look at it that way. You got it. Dave's pretty cool. He doesn't look at the value. He looks at it should stay in England. It should go to the museum. He's
very cool.
But he's very cool about that. But it does have a value. The last known sale was 14 years ago of one small one, and it brought $250,000.
Wow. That is a phenomenal piece.
I mean, how many you get to find gold that was not handmade, but hand worked by the Romans at 1000 BC?
Exactly. In that aspect, it really is probably the find of a lifetime for him. I don't know that he'll ever top it.
You're not going to run back over there tomorrow and find another one.
Yeah, I don't know that he'll ever top it, but man, it sure will be fun to try.
Yep, it would be. So I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have a good night. Thanks to all of you that bought the Firefighters Association, and I'm anxiously awaiting to get my hands on one of the new Simplexes and get them out there. And I have a couple customers that are really anxiously awaiting.
Oh, yes.
And I hope they show up. We've been promised week by week by week, and I'm about ready to call Delete myself and say, hey, let's get them here, because they're on the ground over there in Europe.
Yes, they are. And I hear supposedly, I mean, rumor is they're just around the corner for the U.S., but you know how that goes. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
I'll be talking to my distributor tomorrow. I'll give them a call down in Texas and say, hey, where are they at?
Right. We're getting anxious here.
Like people. Everybody else does.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Have a great night, all.
You too, and glad to see you made it back safely.
Well, thank you, and we had a good time, and if you ever go over, get old Chicago Ron. Talk to you later.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Thanks for the call, Chuck.
You bet.
Wow. Well, we definitely got to hear quite a bit about the England trip, a little bit about the Simplex there, and hey, like we were saying, how many people can say that they got to stir their drink with a piece like that? Man, just the experience. Wow. Definitely. And the way it sounds, well worth the cost of the trip. It certainly sounds like Chuck would not be opposed at all to going back and giving it another shot. Definitely. Great to hear. And congratulations once again to Ron on his win for the Cordova Detector raffle. It sounds like he's made himself a very, very good choice I think he'll be very pleased with the Equinox 800. Those of you listening that already have some experience with the Equinox know that it's a good machine. Definitely a good machine. Can't complain. And like I had mentioned earlier, for those that have had a little bit of an issue with the update, not sure what happened there, you may want to try to run the update again, or check your settings. I mean, I've not had any problems with depth with the update myself. I'm not sure if maybe Bob had voiced in the chat that he had noticed any issues or not. What was it? The other night I got out just as the sun was going down. And, let's see, picked up a bullet at around 8 inches or so, probably. And then the Great Seal, the gilded Great Seal cuff button that is the thumbnail for tonight's show was around 6 or 7 inches or so. So obviously, shouldn't be any issue hitting coins at depth. I know I did pick up a number of quarters that night too, that those were all 5, 6, maybe even 7 inches. Sometimes, if you feel like you're not getting any depth out of your machine, maybe it's just not there to find. At that particular point, who knows? I know here, the other night when I was out, we have gotten some rain and everything. Ground conditions are getting better, but they're still not quite optimal yet. We could really stand to use a little more rain in our area. So hopefully the cooler temperatures hang on for a while before we go into the frost, because there's still plenty of holes to get dug. At least for me. Unfortunately, I can't hunt all year round like some of the other listeners are fortunate enough to. So we have to fit our time in where we can. I'm sure the Bills would agree with that. As well as the New England hunters. I see Swansea in there too. Definitely. Also, one other link to mention that we had in the description tonight is Flash in Your Pan over on YouTube. For those who are not subscribed to Ed, go check him out. Subscribe. Make sure to click that notification bell. He has been doing some auctions here lately, but many of you may know him for his live streams, his Tuesday night hangouts, which is why that link is in the description, because this coming Tuesday, Ed and Dano and Jesse have requested that I come over and make an appearance over on Flash in Your Pan again. So, for those that are listening tonight, especially if you're a YouTuber, go check out Flash in Your Pan, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. That way you get the notification when Ed goes live Tuesday. I will be over with them Tuesday. Who knows? Maybe we'll even try to record the show on our end for a later date or something like that. One of these nights we'll try to get Ed over here on to Beyond Sight and Sound so we can talk some prospecting and detecting. And for those that are wondering about upcoming shows, well, let's put it this way. For those that are on YouTube, there will be a very a very interesting video coming up. I really wish I could say more. I can't say a whole lot at this point. I've been sworn to secrecy. They'll pull out my fingernails if I say anything at all. It's very strict hush hush. But it's going to be a very good video that many of you already subscribed to the channel. Hopefully you have your notifications turned on. That way you get the notification of the premiere. But they're going to try and premiere the video Tuesday afternoon, I believe. So it'll be like late Tuesday afternoon, early Tuesday evening, or something right around there. And I will mention over on Flash in Your Pan Tuesday night who our guests are here on Beyond Sight and Sound for this coming Wednesday, because it all ties together with this video. I will also share the video as soon as I know that it is available and it's out there for people to view. You may want to check out the video, maybe do a little research yourselves before Wednesday's show. I hate to sound too cryptic, but wait for the video. You gotta see the video. And as far as the guests that it involves, all will come clear Tuesday night, we'll say, because I have already told them, since they do have a YouTube presence, rather than announcing it here on the show tonight, because we've been working on this for a while, we're going to wait and add it as a little bonus over on Flash in Your Pan Tuesday night. I will announce then who the guest is Wednesday. And then we can all, hopefully, look forward to a good show Wednesday. Fair warning, Wednesday, who knows? Maybe it may run a little long, but that's what archives are for. You know, we can pick up where we left off. But it is going to be a very, very interesting show. Not only just for people who are, metal detecting minded, but there could be, in a sense, quite a bit of a historical significance to Tuesday's premiere video that will be showing up. Keep an eye on the Beyond Sight and Sound page on Facebook. I'll make sure to share it there when it is up. And then Wednesday, you may want to tune in and hear what is going on with the video. Why is it as significant as it is, or could be? What are some of the finds that were made that will be revealed in this upcoming premiere video? This is a little interesting. It's exciting. It's interesting. We're kind of mixing it up a little bit here because, like I said, I'm not announcing it here tonight. I will announce it Tuesday. I will make mention of the guest Tuesday on Flash in Your Pan's live stream when I am the guest over there with Ed, Dano, and Toledo Jess. So, for the YouTubers, or those that already follow Ed and the gang, the Flash fan, you'll already get that notification. And you can find out then who the guest is Wednesday and check out the video and, judge for yourself. Either way, I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a very interesting time. Other than that, kudos to Scott on his first silver with the Simplex earlier this evening. That did look like it was a very, very nice find. Kudos to everyone else who has been out there making finds. Get out there and make them while you can, folks. The weather's starting to get cooler. So, I hate to say it, I really do. Digging season may be drawing to an end for us in the northern states, I guess you could say. Not being political, just being cooler. Oh, well, either way, I think we're going to roll on out of here because it is a busy week for us. We've got Flash in Your Pan Tuesday. We're back here Wednesday. Oh, it's just a lot of back and forth, but man, isn't it going to be fun? It's been a while since I've sat down and chatted with Ed and the gang over there on Flash in Your Pan, so I'm excited. I'm looking forward to that as well. Until the next time, folks, if you enjoyed the show, make sure and throw us a like right here. You can follow us on Spreaker. You can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook. Beyond Sight and Sound page, Beyond Sight and Sound group, Ohio Relic Hunters, Dirt Pirates Detecting, Midwest Treasure Hunter, the I&I group. The list just goes on and on and on. Join us on one of them, all of them, or none of them. The choice is entirely up to you. Either way, we're glad that you dropped in tonight. We'll catch you on the next one. Have a wonderful evening, folks.